Determiners and quantifiers. What a beautiful sight it is! The flowers are dancing in glee. The weather is pleasant. Yes, indeed. There is not a trace of last night's sizzle. The sparkling river is an added attraction to your apartment. Isn't it nice to take a stroll around the garden and spend some time relaxed? I always love to. That's why I prefer gardening to cooking. I own enough space for gardening. In the above dialogues, the two friends have used determiners and quantifiers to tell about the nouns and its quantity. Here are a few examples. What a beautiful sight it is. Determiner used as an indefinite article. The flowers are dancing in glee. The weather is pleasant. Determiner used as a definite article. Isn't it nice to take a stroll around the garden and spend some time relaxed? Quantifier used before uncountable noun. I own enough space for gardening. Quantifier used to refer how much space. Definition. Determiners are words which come at the beginning of the noun phrase. They tell us whether the noun phrase is specific or general. Specific determiners. These are the definite article, the, possessives, my, your, his, her, its, our, their, whose. Demonstratives. This, that, these, those. Interrogatives. Which. General determiners. These are a, an, any, another, other, what. Usage of specific determiner. We use a specific determiner when we believe the listener or reader knows exactly what we are referring to. When we are talking about things in general and the listener or reader does not know exactly what we are referring to. Or you can use a singular noun with the indefinite article a or an. We use the general determiner any with a singular noun or an uncountable noun when we are talking about all of those people or things. Another to talk about an additional person or thing. Usage of quantifiers. We use quantifiers when we want to give someone information about the number of something, how much or how many. Let us see a few more examples using determiners and quantifiers. Can you pass me the salt, please? Definite article. Look at those lovely flowers. Demonstrative. Thank you very much for your letter. Possessive form. Whose coat is this? Interrogating. Would you like another glass of wine? Determiner for extra glass of wine. I spoke to John, Helen, and a few other friends. Used to define the plural countable noun friends. Here are some more sentences with determiners and quantifiers. We haven't got any bread. I'd better go to the supermarket and get some of them. He soon lost all hope of becoming a rock star. There is an advertisement in the Times of India for the post of an associate professor. Some 20% students in the college apply for free studentship every year. The government is contemplating the shelving of the Silent Valley scheme. Some and any. Something, somebody, etc. Can anybody switch on the television, please? There is something interesting on television tonight. Someone told me about it today. Now, what was it? I have no idea. There isn't any sport on. By the time it starts, let me go and bring some chips and coffee for us. In the conversation, Richa and Anu have used determiners like some, any, someone, anyone, something with nouns. Can anyone switch on the television, please? There is something interesting on television tonight. Someone told me about it today. By the time it starts, let me go and bring some chips and coffee for us. Definition. Some and any are used to state the quantity, amount of something. The same rules are applicable for something and anything, someone and anyone, and somewhere and anywhere. Usage of some. We use some in positive sentences for both countable and uncountable nouns. In questions when we are offering or requesting something or expect the answer in yes. Usage of any. We use any for both countable and uncountable nouns. In negative sentences. In interrogative sentences. In the sense of it doesn't matter which, when, what, where. Let us look at few examples. Some public libraries that we have are not well equipped. With countable noun. Have you got some potatoes left? Expect the answer in yes. Do we need any rice? In interrogative sentence. We haven't got any time left with us. Come on, let us hurry. In negative sentence. There's something in this room making noise. What is it? In positive sentence. If he had read any of those books, he would have known the answer. In the sense of it doesn't matter. Here are some more sentences. You can catch any of these buses. They all go to the center. Would you lend me some money? I have lost appetite, so I did not eat anything at dinner. I can't find anything to write with. Somebody can lend me a pen? There's someone at the door. Would you mind giving me some help, please? Much of, many of, a lot of, lots of, etc. Hey Manisha, take a look outside. A lot of people have queued up for the film. Yeah, in fact, many of them have come from distant places. Do you know that they have been in queue since morning? But right now the ticket counter is closed. How much will they pay to buy a ticket? They will pay 200 rupees for one ticket. In the conversation, we come across many quantifiers to talk about quantity, amount, and degree. Here are some example sentences. A lot of people have queued up for the film. In the sentence, a lot of is used with plural countable noun. In fact, many of them have come from distant places. Here, many of used with plural countable noun. How much will they pay to buy a ticket? Here, much is used with singular uncountable noun. Definition. Many of, much of. We use much with singular uncountable nouns and many with plural countable nouns to denote quantity and number respectively. We use many commonly in questions and in negative sentences. A lot of, lots of. It means a large number or amount of something or somebody. Usage of, much of, many of. Much is used with uncountable nouns and many is used with plural countable nouns. When we use much or many before articles, demonstratives, possessives or pronouns, we need to use of. We usually leave out the noun after much, many and a lot, lots, when the noun is obvious. We can use much before comparative adjectives and adverbs to make a stronger comparison. Usage of a lot of, lots of. A lot of and lots of can both be used with plural countable nouns and with singular uncountable nouns for affirmatives, negatives and questions. Let us look at few examples. His third novel is regarded by many as his best. In this sentence, many denotes a lot of people. Isn't there much food left? Here, much denotes a small quantity. There weren't a lot of choices. In negative sentence. There is lots of money in the safe. In affirmative sentence. Here are some more example sentences. We should like to thank the many people who have written to us offering their support. Claude, the 17th century French painter, spent much of his life in Italy. Are there a lot of good players at your tennis club? There were lots of different stalls at the market. All of, whole of, both of. All children should complete both assignments. Ma'am, what is the whole project about? It's all about our culture and heritage of India. All of us will definitely work on the projects, ma'am. In the conversation, we come across determiners like all, of, both and whole. Here are some examples. All children should complete both assignments. All used with plural countable noun, both is used to talk about two things. Ma'am, what is the whole project about? Whole used in the sense of entire. It's all about our culture and heritage of India. All used to denote as complete. All of us will definitely work on the projects, ma'am. Here, all is used to refer the group of students. Definition. All of. It means the whole of an amount, thing or type of thing. Whole of. It means entire. Both of. It talks about two people or things. Usage of all of. We use all with plural countable noun or an uncountable noun before articles, possessives, demonstratives and numbers. Without the when we refer to a whole class of people or things. Without time expressions. Note. We use all of before personal pronouns, us, them. Demonstrative pronouns, this, that, these, those. And relative pronouns, whom, which. Usage of whole of. We use whole of most often with singular countable nouns. Before place names, we most often use the whole of. Usage of both of. We use both of when we are talking about two things. Note, we don't usually use negative sentences with both of. Let us look at a few examples. All important decisions were taken by the government. Here, all denotes complete topics discussed. The whole country mourned the death of the king. Whole is used before the name of the place. Both restaurants are very good. Here, both refers the two. Neither of them knew the answer. Both of is avoided in the negative sentence. Here are some more examples. All people who take part in sport should have regular checkups. All of the students have gone home. We just sat around and watched TV the whole time. She spent the whole of the journey complaining about her boyfriend. Oxford is not far from Stratford, so you can easily visit both in a day. Both of my grandfathers are farmers.
Each, of, every, and all. The business makes less money each year. I think we need to talk to every employee so that the production is improvised. All necessary steps should be taken immediately, otherwise we will incur loss.
In the conversation, Aman and Anuj have used the determiners each, every, and all with countable nouns. Here are the example sentences. The business makes less money each year. I think we need to talk to every employee so that the production is improvised. All necessary steps should be taken immediately, otherwise we will incur loss. Definition. Each of means every one of two or more things or people considered separately. Every means all of the things in the group. All means the whole of an amount, thing or type of thing. Usage of each. Each is used in speaking of two or more things. It directs attention to the individuals forming any group. Each is used only when the number in the group is limited and definite. Usage of every. Every is used only in speaking of more than two. It is used to refer the total group. Every is used when the number is indefinite. Note, we cannot use each with the words almost or nearly. Here we use every. Usage of all. We use all with plural countable noun or an uncountable noun. Before articles, possessives, demonstratives, and numbers. Without the when we refer to a whole class of people or thing. Without time expressions. Note, we use all of before personal pronouns, us, them. Demonstrative pronouns, this, that, these, those. And relative pronouns, whom, which. Let us look at a few example sentences. Each one takes turn in cooking dinner in the evenings. Each stresses individual members of a group. Everyone takes turn in cooking dinner in the evenings. Every stresses all members of the complete group. All information about the new product is confidential. All denotes the complete information as a whole. Here are some more examples. He came to see us every 3 days. 5 boys were seated on each branch. The party went on all night and some of the neighbors complained. A few minutes later, they all marched in and took their places at the table. No, none of, and not any. Call the children here. None of the children was awake. Not any sound coming from the room. No one entered the room, so they are undisturbed. In the conversation, we come across the determiners no, none, and not any. None of the children was awake. not any sound coming from the room. No one entered the room, so they are undisturbed. In the first sentence, none is used to emphasize a negative idea. In the second sentence, not any is used to denote zero sound. In the last sentence, no is used to say 0 persons. Definition: no, none of, and not any mean not one person or thing. Usage of no, none of, not any. We use no plus noun. We use no or none of instead of not a or not any to emphasize the negative idea in the sentence. We use no or none of, but we can't use not any in initial position in a clause or sentence. We often prefer no and none of rather than not any in formal written English. When we use none with an uncountable noun, the verb must be singular. Let us look at a few example sentences. Some athletes have no intention of getting an education while they are at college. Here, no used to denote zero idea. I wanted some more coffee, but there was none left. Here, none is used with an uncountable noun. No one came to school today. Here, no means to say 0 pupil came to school. Here are some more example sentences. Do you mind having black coffee? There's no milk. None of us is perfect. We all make mistakes. There isn't any use of advising you. Few, a few of, little, a little of, etc.
Amit, you know that a little precaution is necessary in handling this machine. Not many, but a few can manage, isn't it? Why I say is, little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Certainly, there is a breath of danger in the very air, and every few moments of the earth will shake violently.
In the above conversation, we come across quantifiers to describe the quantity of countable or uncountable noun. Here are some example sentences. A little precaution is necessary in handling this machine. Here, a little denotes some precaution in positive sense. Not many, but a few can manage, isn't it? A few used to refer some men. Why I say is, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. A little used to denote some knowledge. Certainly, there is a breath of danger in the very air, and every few moments the earth will shake violently. Here, few is used in the negative manner. Definition: few or a few of. Few means hardly any. It has a negative meaning, but a few has a positive meaning, that is, some. Little or a little of. Little means not much. It has a negative meaning, whereas a little means some, though not much. It has a positive meaning. Usage: we use a little with singular uncountable nouns. We use a few with plural countable nouns. We use of with a little and a few when they come before articles, demonstratives, possessives, or pronouns. Let us look at a few examples. He is not popular. He has few friends. Not many friends. Put the flour into a bowl. Blend with a little of the milk. Beat in the egg yolks, then the sugar and the rest of the milk. Used with of before the article. A few of his films were seen abroad. used with possessive form. There is a little hope of his recovery, used in positive term some. Here are some more example sentences. There were few visitors to our house. I usually do a few jobs for him in the house. Helen showed little concern for her nephew. He has little money and can live quite comfortably on it. Quantifiers with and without of, some of, any of, etc. Are any of the children eating sweets?
Yes, some of the children are eating sweets.
Oh, I see. We have some visitors also outside. Ask them if they require any water. In the conversation, the mother and the father have spoken about countable and uncountable things using quantifiers with and without of. Definition: quantifiers, a word or phrase that is used before a noun to show the amount of it that is being considered, is known as quantifiers. Some, many, a lot of, and a few are examples of quantifiers. Usage of quantifiers. We use these quantifiers with both count and uncount nouns. We usually need to put of after quantifiers that are followed by a pronoun, a determiner, or a possessive form before a noun. We can use much or many with this and that. After personal pronouns, we use all or both, not all of or both of. In informal context, we can leave out of before the, these, those, and this or that with all, my, her, his, etc., but not before them, you, or us, and it with all. Let us look at a few examples. We ate some bread and butter before an uncountable noun. Some of my jewelry is missing. Quantifier with of before possessive. Don't pay any attention to his words. Before an uncountable noun without of. Have you seen any of these new light bulbs in the shops yet? Quantifier with of before demonstrative. Are you going to eat all that cake or can I finish it? Quantifier used without of before demonstrative. Here are some more example sentences. Few snakes are dangerous. Both brothers work with their father. I never have enough money. I don't think any of the supermarkets were open. Most of the people who will walk after me will be children, so make the beat, keep time with short steps.